So we're bringing back an old favorite, heading out here for a hunt on Vurhonga Savanna in multiplayer, and I believe I said it on stream when we got the Great One Moose. I was really looking forward to a couple of hunts here on Vurhonga. Let's see if we can find any African game trophies to add to the trophy lodge. Now I've said this before, but one thing that kind of amazes me, for a map that we've hunted so much, like we have here in Vurhonga Savanna, there's a bunch of stuff I'd love to add to the trophy lodge that we just do not have. One of those things being a male diamond gemsbok. Now, we've killed, I think, 2 ever, but they were on the old scoring system, and our current trophy lodge is only things on the new system. That was something that we did to kind of make it a little bit more interesting, basically having to start over. But there's so much more than just that. We don't have a rare springbok on the new system, we don't have a rare warthog on the new system. Since Kudu got their true horns, I think we have 1 tiny albino. Like, there's a ton of stuff that I'd love to run into out here, and that's what I like about this. We can take that same approach as our hunt, I think 2 days ago over on Emerald Coast. No specific goal, just let the hunt take us where it will, and hopefully we can find something good. But anyway, a decent male gemsbok to get us going, 309 score. Actually not bad at all, back at the lungs and liver. And by the way, there was just the tiniest bit of lag when we went to claim that, so hopefully we don't have any issues. I had a hard time actually joining a server today. Lots just we couldn't connect to. So fingers crossed everything works out here. And of course, we had to bring a somewhat different loadout, which, by the way, does work better when the loadout is loaded. But we've got a mythical line, so we're going to pop that with the 338. This is the championship, but frankly, it doesn't matter. It's one of the single shots that we've customized with a different wood grain anyway. And that's the theme. Wood grains of all different kinds. We have the 303, of course we have the 243, and we've got the trusty 22. So it should be fun to switch it up from a weapons perspective, and 2 pretty solid golds to get us going. 46.88 for that guy. Lower end mythical, but we'll definitely take that. And it's just kind of mid-morning right now, 9:41. There is another rare that we've never killed. It would be a leucistic male Cape Buffalo. I just don't know that I want to hunt nothing but Cape Buffalo, because if we go over to the coast, where all the Cape Buffalo drink, or the majority of them, that's all we're going to see. I'd kind of rather be in places where we can stumble into multiple things. So we'll sort of see what happens, but we may not get too far into the weeds of Cape Buffalo hunting. That might actually, that's a huge male gemsbok. It's a level 5. Those are the diamond horns for sure. And we got so lucky. He just warning called. We just sent him off. Okay, so here's the thing. Diamond horns means nothing. It does not mean he's going to make diamond by any stretch. They troll 95% of the time probably. So he is, or was, feeding. I think we're going to try to get the shot before he maybe stops. Because what I don't want is to get some kind of weird, shot right when he goes to bed down. They do bed in their feed zone, so that got him. If this makes it, I'm going to be ecstatic. And if it doesn't, I'm going to be a little bit sad. But I think it was, 325 minimum? 337.5 is the diamond requirement. And they just, like I said, they troll so often. You don't get a lot of level 5 male gemsbok anyway. Most of the time, they're the horns that have no chance. That's at least got a chance, and that's the first time we've even seen that in forever. So fingers crossed as we claim this. Maybe this could be a diamond? Oh, he's a 329 gold, dang. Usually they gotta be way heavier than that. Like 237, 238 kilo. Because they don't have true horns, the weight and score are still pretty closely correlated. But yeah, 8 shy of diamond. Man, they just look incredible. Like, these are, the horns won't be different. Again, they don't have true horns. This is the exact same horns as what a diamond would have, but he's just not to that diamond metal. The vision that I've got somewhere in the trophy lodge is a diamond male gemsbok, same horns as what we're looking at right now, and like looking sideways on a wall plaque. You get that full curvature of the horns. I really want it in the lodge, and I thought maybe we had one here. Trolled yet again, and that has been the case for every single level 5 gemsbok on the new system. But the hunt goes on. That's pretty good start. That's the kind of thing we want to see. Man, are you kidding? Now, literally, right over the hill, we've got a level 5 springbok out there? I don't know. That's so far away, it's hard to tell. That might actually be one that's got a legit shot at diamond. I think diamond 78 something, maybe 79? but he looks kinda decent. So it's 75 to 86 is his estimate. And of the two things that maybe troll the most on this map, I guess Cape Buffalo will be up there too, but especially since these guys got their true horns. Springbok are high on that list, so that is a little further than I want to shoot with the 243. Let's see if we can scoot in just a touch closer. And I'm going to say 170 will work, because if we get much closer, the hill's actually going to block his vitals. So that's going to bring him down. I don't know, I just can't tell with those horns. It might be big enough. And the kind of ironic thing is, I mentioned the Cape Buffalo and how we weren't going to really bother with them. We're kind of passing through here. We went and checked around these lakes. That's where we shot that level 4 gemsbok. And we're moving down, actually, to like the one spot that I kind of know Cape Buffalo drink at that's not on the coast and like is a good spot. We're just trying to get to there, and we've stumbled into back-to-back level 5s. And now the question becomes, will this one make the diamond medal? I want to see if I can get a look at the horns here. I don't know, he's kind of narrow set, but I think he's got a chance at it. The hooks are pretty decent. Diamond barely, 79.50, 78.55 is the requirement, so he barely gets there. And the thing I like about that then, he's very different from our one other Diamond True Horns Springbok. More mass, I think, and a lot more kind of vertical, and I think better hooks too. That's pretty cool. We'll probably then put the two side by side in the trophy lodge. What we've got now, there's still some lag there, but got them taxed, we should be good. What we have now is a True Horns 1 and a Legacy Horns 1. I think both True Horns side by side, very different horn styles, will actually look pretty good. And you know, the best part about all that happening, we came down here to this lake for Cape Buffalo. There is nothing really good at all here, so worthwhile venture, just not for the Cape Buffalo we were actually moving this direction for. Gonna check on these Eurasian Widgeon just in case. Looking like they are very much in the same category as the Cape Buffalo though. So perhaps predictably, we did end up losing connection to the last server and failing to synchronize. So we definitely lucked out in that not only do we get the insane adrenaline rush of seeing the horns on a potential diamond level 5 gemsbok for the first time, honestly, in probably years. I don't remember the last time I even saw one of those. But we even got ourselves a pretty cool diamond, our second Diamond True Horns Springbok. So on to a new server, happens to be the very beginning of Lion Drink time. And we'll try to make the most of that. We'll go around some of the better lion lakes. I actually think, at the risk of this lake ending up being hunted while we go somewhere else, it's so early on here, and that actually could have killed us, I think, if it ran into us. I'm guessing not all the lions are going to be into their zones, so we might actually jump back, go to this one first because I like that spot too, and then come back here a little bit later. But another gold, 44.17 for that, and even this server's a little bit laggy, just kind of what we're dealing with, I guess, today. Well, I don't know whether or not going away and coming back actually mattered, but we've got a level 9 lion out here, 47 to 50, which gives it basically the possibility of being a complete troll or all the way up to max score. So that's a weird, I actually think we're going to back up. If we go forward, I think we're going to lose him in the reeds, and I'd rather be right at a standard zeroing range. So if we go back to right at 300, I think we can probably more accurately get a shot in there. So this should be right about there. That's 296. Fairly open. And I think for the third or fourth time already, lining up a shot with D338. I'm going to let him actually drink one more time. We had the time to get the shot, but you never want to rush those things, because if they go to drink, that can easily turn into a vertebrae shot and an escaping lion. Instead, we've got a heart shot lion. Another one coming out of there. That's exactly why I wanted to just give it a little more time, just in case. A lot of lions come down here, and it can take some time to get into their drink zones. Again, maybe that 9 was there when we were here 15 minutes ago, but it definitely didn't hurt. So our third max level, 1 made diamond, 1 trolled. This guy could be anywhere in between. Let's see. That's a pretty good one. 49.73. That's gonna be our second diamond of the hunt. Heart shot, that was, wow, 275 meters? what was I ranging that we were getting 296? Either way, worked out just fine. One of our better sized lions for sure. And somehow, I guess I tracked him? I don't even remember having a max weight track. Oh, that was definitely laggy, because it came up in the chat as if I just harvested 2. How odd. I think we're going to be okay. But that is a little bit alarming that we can't seem to get a server where we're not constantly lagging. So as wild as things have been in this hunt, it definitely was exacerbated by the fact that we ended up in another server. We still, up till that point, had yet to actually fire our 303. It's been all 338 and of course 243 to get our couple of diamonds. So I definitely wanted to use this thing because I feel like this happens a lot on Vurhonga because you've got gemsbok, lions, Cape buffalo, that they are sort of those things that draw a lot of the attention. So often the medium-sized game rifle that we carry doesn't get used. And with this silver metal, and I think this was the Lunar New Year wood grain. It's like a, I don't even remember the type of wood, but it's a reddish color. It actually looks really nice. So we're going to try to maybe use that a little bit more. There was a Kudu, I think, that fled a second ago. That's something else I want to maybe get after. But a little gold there, 46.01. Pretty decent performance from that 303 round. And as we move down through here, kind of moving into the southeast corner, hopefully we can get a little more use out of it. And I mean, if we're going to try to use the 303 more, we probably ought to try to use the 22. I can't remember if we used it to maybe alert anything. I don't think we have. So that's probably the first time we've even fired it. And just a little max weight estimate level 2 scrub hair, as it's getting pretty dark out here. So that was kind of decent, 4.91, about 0.4 shy of diamond. And right now, I think we're approaching the beginning of Kudu drink time. We're kind of just wandering around, seeing if we can stumble into them before they get to their drink zones. It is, I suppose, kind of ironic. We're running up the coast all the way on like the north part of the map for Kudu. When I said earlier on we weren't going to do that for Cape buffalo, but the thing is, as far as at least True Horns Kudu, we've got basically 3 trophies. I think we had a level 4 diamond and 2 level 5 diamonds. Cape buffalo, I couldn't even hazard a guess as to how many good ones we've shot. So with this opportunity, I don't want to say rare opportunity, to actually hunt a server in Kudu drink time, we're going to go up through here, see if we can find anything good. And just starting with a, I would say, decent level 3. Maybe just shy of gold, or he might just get there. 131, gold is 132, so a little bit below, but a decent looking one. And we're just going to see what happens if we scoot up along the north end of the map. I would say moving in the right direction, though. Got a 4 out there up to 150. That, I don't know, that might be a rare female Kudu. So this goes back to, I think, Reventuli Coast. A lot of the fur type rarities kind of changed, and maybe as we get a little bit closer, it's actually not looking so different from the rest. But there's a couple of different rares for the female Kudu. I don't know, it might be. We're going to try to get them both. So what actually was the range that we were looking at? It's about 200, so it should be doable. I do think Kudu flee fairly quickly. Not the best shot, but it got it. We can at least find out. Also, perhaps in the rush to get them both, we made a pretty bad shot on the first level 4. There's another decent one out there. So actually the female will have gone down first. That's probably it right there. As for the fur type though, that is the gray variant. I'm actually not even sure if that one is rare or not. I know dusky and I think red-brown are. Unsure on the gray one, so not terribly worried about it anyway. Just wanted to try to get it because it did seem to stand out. And well, actually we lucked out. I was going to say now we have a potentially lengthy track, but our level 4 is laying just out ahead of that. It had to be vertebrae. Yeah, because we aimed a little bit too high. 142 he was, so not a bad one. So unfortunately, down to a couple of level 4 Kudu is what I think is going to be our last options. That one's super uneven and kind of interesting, but I do think we'll take this one because he's got the higher estimate. And I'm still kind of unsure about that female one. I wish I knew if gray was rare. It probably isn't. I almost feel like that might be the common. Something about it, though, maybe it was the lighting, maybe it was in the perfect spot. It just stood out a little bit from the others. But anyway, as far as important stuff goes, we were able to take down not only a diamond lion today, but our second diamond true horns springbok. And I think it's going to be cool to put it on the wall next to our first one, which by the way was higher scoring. I think he's 80 something. And just kind of compare and see the differences in the horn shapes and kind of frames. And now that we've claimed our 133 gold, we can go back and do that. So nice to be back in the daylight. That certainly is a little easier to make our way around. So basically what we have here is the old bighorns diamond springbok, and then obviously the true horns one here that we got 82.9. Compare that with our newest one at 79.51. They're very different. I still do think they need to be bigger than this, because obviously we saw what the true horns or the legacy horns look like compared to the true horns. But I do like that there's extreme differences in, you know, what the diamonds can actually look like. That is a good thing, variety and variation in the trophy lodges. Curious too, were they the exact same fur? Tan? Yeah, both were tan. There's a couple of different commons, but in that case, they did end up being at least the same fur, but completely different horns. That's the type of thing I like to add to our trophy lodges, so pretty darn cool. First trip back to Vurhonga for a little while, and we end up with 2 diamonds, and unfortunately, a troll of the one thing that I really wanted to make diamond out of those 3. But it is what it is. One of these days, maybe we can get one and add it to this lodge as well. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.